Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party. Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research down here in the basement studio, where this is Joe, we have Nick, and we have Georgia.
Hello.
On this mini episode 19.
The B-side.
0.1, the B-side. So, yeah.
0.1, the B-side.
The B-Wolf
Is this
episode.
a radio station?
Yeah. The mini wolf episode. Yeah. So Werewolves. So yeah, we were at the horror house and recorded that. So it was a lot of fun, but a little bit of sad news due to some water leakage at the horror house. They have to move location, shut down shop, pack up, and then move and reopen early in 2025.
But they are still going to be open for...
Yep, to October 20th. So you can go into the shop, give them some support, get some Halloween-related things.
They have a website.
They have a website. We'll put that on the show notes.
What notes?
And then they have a GoFundMe because, shutting down, this is you can imagine, for the horror house, this is like their busiest season. So having to shut down and the lost merchandise from the flood, things like that. They have a GoFundMe to help with their move and get into a new spot. So we're showing us some love, friends of Rabbit Hole Research. So we'll put all that
all
onto
enjoyed the episode, so just go give them some love and
show them. Yeah. So it was fun, and then hopefully when they get to their new spot, we'll go there and make that our basement studio again and do an episode. But yeah. So a little bit of sad news, but they're still open. Go out there. Vinny, Moses, they'll be at the shop till October 20th. Cool. What do you guys think of the episode? What do you got?
That was fun because it was our first road trip.
It was the first road trip.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
And we talked werewolves. Werewolves were fun. Always a fun topic to get into and talk about. So not many. I had one thing that I saw, and I don't know where I saw it, maybe Instagram, but it was a Turbo Teen. Do you remember Turbo Teen? And it was a guy, he would turn into a car, and when he got cold, he would turn it back into the boy, and then when he got hot, he would turn into the car, and then people could drive in them and stuff.
How have I never heard of this? Is this a real thing?
A real thing. 1984 cartoon, Turbo Teen.
That was a little before.
And it was like, is that a Werecar, right? We didn't talk about transforming into inanimate objects, like it merges like the cyborg episode.
That goes more with like Transformers.
Yeah, but it's a human, like
it's a human transformer. Yeah,
And now I'm guessing this was an animated show.
It was animated.
Imagine
live action.
Yes.
In 1984.
I need a full version of this.
I think they need to bring this back now. The Turbo Teen.
So,
sorry.
Like he'd just be talking to someone, all of a sudden, like a cold breeze blew through.
He turns back into a human.
Oh,
hot.
All of a sudden he gets hot, and you're talking to him, and he just all of a sudden becomes a car.
That's the gist of it.
So many things that I can go off of with this. I need it. Can we write the next script for this?
Yeah.
Like I have so many.
Sequel?
We're gonna go a hard R for this. Hard R. Horror.
So yeah, no, that's something we need to get. Thinking of Vinny, this made me think of Vinny. I think he would. So that
Turbo
was
Kid turned up as
Turbo
an adult.
Joe, I don't think anything just changing into something else can be put into werewolves.
In our episode, we talked about.
I know, I was there.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about sharks,
I understand, but they're all
turtles.
Animals.
Right, but I'm just saying this was a car.
Now
Is it
we
not
have
a Werecar?
Yeah.
A Werecar.
The hands turn into the wheels, so
No.
now it's just.
There you go.
I gotta say, okay, that's transformation, that's whatever, but it's not related to
If you turn
werewolves.
into your car, I think that's it.
No.
So I'm gonna go.
No,
Yeah. I'm
no,
gonna go.
I don't
All right.
agree with that.
I have to start writing down ideas.
Yeah. Turbo Teen coming back. Yeah. What do you got, Georgia? You got anything from the episode? We just watched Werewolf of London.
It was really good.
We talked
What do
about
you
that.
think? You liked it?
Yeah, it was really good.
They had a lot of little interesting moments.
Yeah, it was a really good movie and touched on the werewolf lore, like all kind of aspects of it. And a little different because it was like when you become the wolf, you go after the thing you love the most. So it was a very interesting kind of twist on that and built that tension up in there. But yeah, it was good. It was on Amazon Prime, I believe. Yeah. But yeah. Georgia, do you read any or see anything interesting?
I actually happened to read a werewolf novel between then and now.
And now.
It's called Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. And I really liked it. So basically, this woman comes back to her hometown and she gets bit by a werewolf. It was really good. And it went into kind of some of those issues that we talked about, like her sister's pregnant. So thinking about the fact that you're growing a human inside of you and what that entails.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just brought up a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, the
and
transformation you go through and things like that. So, yeah.
And you have to eat more.
Calories. Yeah, you need those calories.
But anyway.
The Werecar, before he turns, does he have to eat like a lot of calories? I don't know.
No, you just have to drink a lot of gasoline.
Gasoline.
No, I'm
You
not.
have to fill your stomach up.
Oil, you
Fill up your tank.
Can I get a 20 on
What kind of car did he turn into?
Oh, I don't remember. It was like a
sports car?
Yeah, like a sports car, like a convertible. I think, yeah, something like that. I don't know. What was a cool convertible car in 1984?
A Mustang?
Okay, yeah, there we go. Maybe it was a Mustang. We can look that up. I'll try to throw that in the show notes. Nick, do you have anything werewolf related?
Honestly, no, I haven't.
No?
I've been going through the horror movie a day pretty much.
Yeah.
And I've not watched a werewolf movie.
I don't know
I
what's
just started
going
looking at my
on.
list and I'm
Yeah, but like I said this in the episode, I don't think there's a ton of werewolf movies.
We can revisit stuff
There's
in London.
there's probably a lot more that I don't
Teen Wolf.
even know about. But I'm saying it isn't the first thing you think of.
Horror, you
when
go
you're
through it.
like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah, you could have plopped Twilight in your list, and I heard you
Oh,
haven't
you know
watched
what?
that yet.
I think I'm gonna pass. But if you want to give me a summary, but I want you to tell it to me as a story
Yeah.
at night, I'm gonna call you.
All right. Yeah, we'll work on it.
Maybe you could just
You're gonna read it to me,
You could
right?
just read the book
Yeah,
to
I'll read
it. and
a
then-
chapter a night. Phone a chapter. Phone a friend for a chapter. So
Most recently, Sinister. And then I was also watching The Strangers, Evil Dead Rise.
I don't think I've
Really?
seen a lot of these.
Evil Dead Rise was pretty good. I enjoyed that a lot, actually, based off of the Evil Dead franchise, but it's also disconnected enough.
it's interesting.
Trick or Treat is fantastic, and I highly recommend
I've
that
heard of that one. I haven't seen it. But
I don't think I've
I've
even heard
that
of
one.
it. Is that a
Yep.
new movie?
What? I want to say that came out in 09,
Okay.
010, somewhere
Okay.
around there. It was
Yeah.
late 2000s.
Okay.
But yeah, I just throw one on and either it's new to me or it's something that I just enjoy because
Yeah.
I love horror. Been busy with the shop too, so it's like, all right,
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff is in the background for me.
No, that's cool. And then Nick and I, we were actually talking about his shop, Beam Me Up Roastery on the radio
Oh
a
yeah.
week or so ago. We'll put the link in the show notes. But yeah, you can learn all about Nick's cafe roastery. Beam Me Up there in Munster.
And
There's a
it's
link.
through the public radio,
Public
right?
radio. Yep. Let's Eat Pod with Chef Nick. Not
Yep.
Nick, the co-host.
No,
Nick,
not
but
me.
there's a different Nick who's a chef.
I know this is surprising, but there are multiple Nicks in the world.
Oh my gosh.
But none as cool and good looking as you.
Yeah.
And you know it. I can't believe I
It's
didn't say
like-
that.
There is Nicolas Cage too.
Oh, okay.
You gotta do that.
No, I just thought I'd bring up Nick Cage because we always talk about
Yeah,
Cage.
okay, sorry, Nick. You're right. Yeah, so I did get a non-werewolf question, and I thought it'd be cool to touch on it. And I think that we'll probably do a future thing, or even people can have other. But it was this matchup question, and it was Wolverine's adamantium claws versus a lightsaber, and who would win. So you're just going at it. And so I thought about it a little bit on the spot, and I thought about some more, and I said, let's think about the characteristics of these different weapons. So the lightsaber is essentially a recirculating plasma cutting weapon. So you're using heat and energy. And for those that don't know, plasma is this fourth state of matter. So you got air, you got gas, you got liquid, Then you have plasma. Just simply, we can touch on it. Plasma is super hot gas. You think about neon lights. So when you see neon lights, that glow, that's actually ionized gas in there. And plasma can be really hot. When you see lightning strike, that's plasma. You're talking something about 54,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun ejects plasma. You're talking millions of degrees.
Why do we call, is it like blood plasma?
So that's different.
Yeah, they have a different name for
Well, all
that.
right. I didn't do the naming of these things. But
So it has,
Save that for the episode, Georgia.
Right,
Come
yeah, I
on.
know. And then something that's practical, a cutting tool would be a plasma cutting torch. And a plasma cutting torch, it's about 36,000 degrees Fahrenheit, or for everyone else, 20,000 degrees Celsius. So really hot. But plasma torches, if you're familiar, they're not, the cutting of plasma is only inches long. So it's not like a lightsaber, which is like feet long or a meter long. It's pretty short. And there's reasons for that. Energy dissipation. So getting a lightsaber, this kind of plasma weapon, would be difficult and hot to handle. But
so are you
nonetheless,
saying it's
we're-
not plausible, the lightsaber?
We'll touch on that in the next season, probably. I think there'll be an episode for this because it is interesting and it is fun. But
I'm saved for this already.
that's the lightsaber.
I think I need to wait.
And so we have adamantium. So adamantium in the Marvel universe is one of the strongest metals. It's really hard to work with. It can't be cut even with other strong metals like vibranium.
You know that. Black Panther stuff.
Vibranium. I don't want to say vibranium. That's like a movie. And so it's really, this adamantium is one of the most durable and toughest metals. And so it was like electroplated into Wolverine bones. We did an episode on this. So you guys can go back and listen to that. But yeah, it is a...
Would that be considered
dense metal.
cybernetics?
No, not necessarily. Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Okay,
A
go
lot of
ahead.
hand wavium, but not cybernetics.
Okay, go ahead.
And so we can imagine, thought about metals on Earth that would be similar. So you got chromium, you have tungsten, you have iridium. These are some of our densest, hardest metals. And so just did some searching and thinking and said, what if you have like the strongest, most powerful plasma torch that we have available? And you had, let's say, a 2-inch would be probably the diameter of one of the claws. We have 3 on each hand, so just one. How long would it take a plasma torch to cut through that? So for tungsten and chromium, it would take about 30, 40 seconds. Iridium was a little bit shorter, maybe 20 to 30 seconds. So it would take some time to cut through Earth's strongest metal. And you might go, that's the Marvel universe. What about the Star Wars universe? There are things like Mandalorian iron, which is a dense metal, and the lightsaber is ineffective against that. And so I say that adamantium would be in that same family of metals. And so the Wolverine claw versus a lightsaber, the Wolverine claw would win. And so that's my throwing science at it, our best guess.
So for the plasma torches that we have, are they able to cut through human bones?
Yeah.
And also, what's it called when it heals Earth? Burnt to where it's not gonna...
Cauterize?
What's it called?
Cauterize?
Yeah.
Cauterize? Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. It's hot enough. No, it's, like I said, it's about 36,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So it will cut. So it cuts through metal. So
easily cuts through human?
Easily, yeah. Yeah. If you stuck your hand in front of a plasma torch, it would easily cut it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lightsaber would be equivalent to a long plasma torch if you could make one.
So adamantium does liquefy under extreme heat, though.
Yeah, not necessarily, because so we go,
that's how they get it into him.
They electroporated into him, which is a little different. So that bit is a little weird. It wasn't superheated. The superheating comes from the Silver Samurai in the Wolverine movie, which the Silver Samurai superheated adamantium to cut through Wolverine's adamantium claws. That was the only thing that could be used to cut through adamantium. But in the actual process, it was almost like gold electroplating or things like that. I think that was the process they used to get the adamantium to fuse to Wolverine's bones. It wasn't a melting process. Now, Magneto, he pulled, because it must be magnetic, he pulled the adamantium out of Wolverine in the comics. That was Wolverine 75, I believe. He pulled it out and returned Wolverine back to his natural bone structure. But yeah.
Oh,
So I call it a win for Adamantium versus lightsaber.
I think what's even more interesting is trying to think about the situations that Wolverine
who's
would
he fighting?
exactly.
Well, right. So now that's a different question. Would Wolverine beat a Jedi? That's a different question, and maybe for a different rabbit hole.
We can't have a
I think that
character face an object.
Right.
It was
and
just
I
how
think
would their weapons fare against
it's
each other?
probably a fair assumption that it's a Jedi that's wielding this.
With that, but you have other things because now you have the Force. So, what level of Jedi are we talking about? Are you talking about a fully master Jedi? You're
Or
talking
could it be
a trainer, and then Wolverine and himself. So, just because you need 30, 40 seconds to lay a lightsaber on him, that's not necessarily going to happen. So, can you use the Force to hold his hand down, but then with the other hand
I
and
think I
hit
should
off?
go with Wolverine.
I think Wolverine would win.
In
Yes.
Star Wars Episode 1, they tried to get through that door, and it took 5
It did, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wolverine wins.
Yeah, I think the question was lightsaber versus adamantium based on everything we know about the two universes, about what we know in our own universe. I think that we can speculate that Wolverine would easily win against the lightsaber, but adamantium would. And then I think against a Jedi, I would put my money on Wolverine. So
Hands down.
yeah, but
All bets.
I think this feels like we'll have to revisit this discussion. We'll see. We're
We
really
might
get
just have
people
to cut
upset
this
now,
part.
right?
Joe, we might have
might have gone too far. We might have gone too far down this rabbit hole, but I think it's one we can defend. We got some science on our side and a lot of hand waving. And that was a question actually from my agent, Kat. She had asked that, so I figured I would answer it on the show. Yeah, that's what we do here. We take on wonky universe IP melding
we will answer
questions.
that.
We will try to answer them, but yeah,
They will be defined answers.
yes, we'll try our best. There was another interesting one. Another interesting one I see is Venom like a werewolf. I'm looking at my list of things on some of the YouTube comments and things we got.
I don't think I would consider Venom a werewolf. He's a symbiote, so
yeah,
he is like a parasite.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what I would.
Not like your body is turning.
Yeah, but you would
into a
consider the
werewolf.
car a werewolf?
Yeah.
Come on, give me a
He
break.
changes into a car.
Your body's
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
It's not like
So
it's
Venom is
external suit.
it's another organism. That
I
it's a
understand
space
that. I
organism
can agree with that,
yes.
but I still don't agree with the car.
The car, it's a Werecar. He turns into a car. He morphs
Which
into a car.
also
And
happened
back.
in Futurama.
Was there a
Bender
Futurama
turns
episode?
into- Yes, there was. It was a Bender turning into a car.
Oh, I wonder if that was a nod to Turbo Team.
I wouldn't doubt that. They did that so many times.
Well,
But yeah, he's a Werecar, which is, I just remembered that right now.
Yeah. No, yeah. So there's a little fun, little bit of debate. I guess no debate. We were in agreement about the adamantium and lightsaber.
Oh yeah, hands down.
I thought there'd be a little bit more to it. Maybe we got some lightsaber fan. Get on, let us know. We'll bring you on as a guest. I think that's it for this mini episode. Might have went a little longer than we should have, but I thought that was an interesting little sidebar, a little mini rabbit hole.
A mini?
Mini rabbit hole.
Mini hole?
Maybe a teaser to an episode next season, but cool. All right. You have me. I'm Joe. We have Georgia.
Yeah.
We have Nick. And
Went down a little hole.
little mini hole.
And then a little hole within a little
We
hole.
went down another little side hole, mini hole.
So many side holes.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Got to come up for air now. All right, people. Stay scary.
Bye-bye.
Peace.